In a kingdom ruled by a powerful but unpredictable king, a young queen hides a secret that could cost her everything. A shadow of hate rises, plotting the annihilation of her entire people. One woman, one choice, one night to save them all. This is the story of courage that changed the course of history. Our story begins in the vast Persian Empire, ruled by King Ahasuerus. After deposing his queen, Vashti, for her defiance, he launches a search for a new queen. From every corner of the empire, beautiful young women are brought to the palace. Among them is a Jewish orphan named Hadassah, raised by her loving cousin Mordecai. Following his advice, she keeps her Jewish identity a secret and goes by the name Esther. Her grace, intelligence, and humility capture the king's heart, and he chooses her to be his new queen. Meanwhile, a wicked and arrogant man named Haman rises to the position of prime minister. He demands that everyone bow down to him. But Mordecai, a devout Jew, refuses to bow to anyone but God. This infuriates Haman. Consumed by rage and prejudice, he doesn't just target Mordecai. He manipulates the king into signing a decree to exterminate all Jews throughout the empire on a specific day. When Mordecai learns of the terrifying decree, he is devastated. He sends a message to Queen Esther, urging her to go before the king and plead for their people. But there is a deadly problem. Anyone who approaches the king without being summoned risks immediate execution. Even the queen, Esther, is terrified. She sends a message back, reminding Mordecai of the law. But his reply is a powerful challenge that echoes through the ages. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? His words strike a chord deep within her. Esther realizes her life of comfort and privilege has led to this single defining moment. She finds her courage and makes a brave decision. She sends a message back to Mordecai, asking him and all the Jews in the city to fast and pray for her for 3 days. She declares, "I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish." After 3 days, Esther puts on her royal robes and stands in the inner court of the king's palace. When the king sees her, he is not angry. Instead, he is moved by her presence and extends his golden scepter, a sign of favor. He asks what she wants, offering her up to half his kingdom. But Esther has a plan. She doesn't reveal her request immediately. Instead, she invites the king and Haman to a banquet. At the banquet, the king again asks for her request. Still, Esther delays, inviting them to another banquet the next day, which further inflates Haman's ego. He goes home boasting, but his joy turns to fury when he sees Mordecai still refusing to bow. He builds a massive gallows, planning to hang Mordecai the very next morning. That night, the king can't sleep. He asks for the royal chronicles to be read to him and discovers an entry he had forgotten. Mordecai had once saved his life by exposing an assassination plot. The king asks, "What honor has been given to Mordecai for this?" His servants reply, "Nothing has been done for him." Just then, Haman arrives, eager to ask the king's permission to hang Mordecai. Before he can speak, the king asks him, what should be done for the man the king delights to honor? Thinking the king means him, Haman describes a lavish ceremony. Dress the man in the king's robes, place him on the king's horse, and have a high-ranking noble lead him through the city, proclaiming his honor. The king then commands, "Go at once. Do all that you have said for Mordecai the Jew." Haman is forced to publicly honor the very man he planned to destroy. At the second banquet, the king once again asks Esther for her request. This time she is ready. With tears in her eyes, she pleads, "If I have found favor with you, your majesty, spare my life and the lives of my people. For we have been sold to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated." The king is shocked and demands, "Who is he? Where is the man who has dared to do such a thing?" Esther points directly at her enemy and declares, "An adversary, an enemy, this vile Haman." The king, enraged, storms out. When he returns, he finds Haman fallen on Esther's couch, begging for his life, which the king misinterprets as an assault. The king's justice is swift. Haman is hanged on the very gallows he built for Mordecai. But the danger wasn't over. The king's original decree could not be revoked. So the king gives Esther and Mordecai the power to write a new decree. This new law allows the Jews to defend themselves against their attackers. When the fateful day arrives, the Jews are able to protect themselves, and their enemies are defeated. The day of sorrow is transformed into a day of celebration, a festival called Purim, which is still celebrated today. Esther's story shows us that one person's courage can make all the difference. She was an ordinary girl in an extraordinary situation who chose to step up when it mattered most. It's a powerful reminder that you never know when you might be put in a position to make a difference for such a time as this. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more.